Talks are underway this morning to shore up the ceasefire agreement between the United States and Iran exactly 6 weeks after the war in the Middle East began. Vice President J.D. Vance is leading the U.S. delegation to the talks in Islamabad, Pakistan. He's joined by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. Imtiaz Tayyab is in Islamabad. Imtiaz, good morning.
Good morning. Well, these are the highest level and, frankly, highest stakes talks between the U.S. and Iran in many years. And after 6 weeks of brutal war, which has spread across the region, killing thousands and hitting the global economy hard, the distrust between both sides runs incredibly deep as they try to hold this fragile ceasefire together and end the conflict.
Security across Islamabad is tight, a several-mile ring of armed forces made up of police checkpoints and roadblocks have been set up so no one can get anywhere near the luxury hotel where Vice President Vance and top Iranian leaders are gathering. Few here can remember a time when this nuclear-armed nation has been at the center of such intense diplomacy.
The stakes for Pakistan couldn't be higher as it hosts this event, which is on a scale rarely ever seen here before, and it's taking no chances.
Getting the U.S. and Iran to talk after 6 weeks of brutal war has been no easy task. Iranian cities and military infrastructure have been bombed by American and Israeli forces, and Iran has retaliated by targeting Israel and Gulf states, hosting U.S. bases across the region, as well as critical energy infrastructure. Sybil Khan is a regional security analyst.
Why is Pakistan the right place to hold these talks?
Pakistan is a unique country that has really, at this moment, not always, at this moment, very good relations with all three actors. And also, Pakistan is not a complete outsider to this war.
The gulf between the U.S. and Iran remains enormous. Even Tehran's preconditions for the talks, a ceasefire in Lebanon and the unfreezing of billions of dollars of Iranian assets, show just how far apart Washington and Tehran are. The biggest and oldest issue, Iran's nuclear program, remains a core matter. But a new sticking point, the vital Strait of Hormuz, is now one of the key issues, with President Trump warning if Iran doesn't reopen the strait, the fighting will restart.
Do you think this is the beginning of the end of this war, or the potential of it restarting again?
I think it's the beginning of the end of this phase of war. Whether it's going to translate to a long-term peace, I'm still skeptical about it.
And during the last 2 rounds of active negotiations between the U.S. and Iran, Iran found itself on the receiving end of American and Israeli strikes. Now, Tehran wants guarantees that won't happen again, while Washington has major demands of its own. Few believe the core issues will be resolved here, and given how fragile the situation is, most here seem happy to simply see this ceasefire survive. Kelly.
Imtiaz Tayyab in Islamabad for us. Thank you so much.